So, we'll hold that thought real quick. You're Pandamu and Poshka. Just you're trading some spells, some right clicks, just trying to be a nuisance. Looks like Panda's going to make the trip all the way back to base, so...
Don't worry, Maposhka's got the whole fruit market with him. 6 mangoes that he's holding on to right now. Just, very happily able to waddle back to lane. All of that passive regen, nearly 7 health regen. Gonna be just fine. Also, Decay's about to wear off as well, so you're just gonna see what makes Undying so busted right now. Oh, just free HP. About to get another free, like, 60 HP as well.
Very cool hero. Very cool hero indeed is the Undying. Why do we feel like they have kind of swapped up the lanes, where you've got Mira playing up top with the Drow Ranger and then the Undying being down bottom?
No, honestly, I think it's just, it would have been pretty similar regardless. Well, Matthew, actually, maybe it just enables a little bit more kill potential like this. Drow wants that stun set up to be able to go for those early kills.
Oh, he might be in trouble though. Yutori, they still get first blood, but Sacred just finds a level 2 at the same time. So with the use of the Malefice, he will be able to catch up. Unfortunately, Sacred just a little bit too late to find the bonus gold from first blood, but at least they do kill off Yutori.
See just why, right? The stun just enabling that setup. Yes, you get something in exchange for it, so I'm sure Yatora is going to be talking about just needing to be a little bit more conscientious of making the kill attempt when the Eidolons aren't ready to split, because that was what caused the turnaround, plus that level 2 like you mentioned.
Maybe this is another thing as well, like potentially Marcy Night Stalker lane. It doesn't seem like you can really look to protect the Night Stalker because he's relatively weak in the lane. The Undying, on the other hand, is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So you buff up the Night Stalker a little bit, you support the Marcy in a lane where there's going to be offering some kill threat. I kind of like the setup that we're seeing out of Spirit. And this is scary, because again, we said, like, this is a team, if they get off to a good start as top lane, another kill picked up for Thunder. And we were saying that if Spirit get off to a good start, then this is a lineup that can get a lot of map control early.
Indeed, so the fact that Thunder are getting a decent time out of this top lane Sacred with one of his favorite heroes as well on the Enigma, showing why you look to emphasize it in that first phase, picking it up at 8th pick. So yeah, like, it's a tale of as old as time, right? The Night Stalker just on the bottom side. You know you're weak in the first 5 or so minutes. Perhaps even just holding on to multiple skill points just in case, but be able to put multiple into that Hunter in the night so that you do it as quickly as possible. Going into a little bit more of that damage build, he wants to be able to burst down these targets when he gets on top of them with the Crippling Fear once we get into the stage where ultimates are available.
Bottom lane, Tombstone's going to be laid down. Thunder do a really good job to be able to switch their priority to try and deal with the building structure instead. So free gold for them to be picked up.
Job, in fact. They're getting much more out of this laning stage than I thought they would, especially considering how well Maposhka's been playing to be able to keep Pandamu out of the lane.
We're mentioning as well that Dark Margot is going to be a really vital component here for Thunder if they are going to have that success, and it looks like he's having a really good lane matchup versus Toronto Tokyo. 26-4 compared to the 17-1. Well, two good starts going to be the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, but it's going to be around securing those power runes for him, right? Enigma's gotten to the stage where he's ridiculously farmed. You just need to make sure you're influencing the lane so that he's in a safe place to farm when the Nyx Assassin needs to make that rotation, secure the 6-minute rune for himself, because he doesn't quite have that Ball Lightning just yet. As soon as he does, that's when you're going to try and enable him to make that rotation up onto the Drow Ranger.
Eventually going to come down to just who maybe gets a little bit more denies in this lane to find out 6 first. Top lane, we've got some trading going back and forth. Yutora, a very early point up in the Gus, going to be able to protect him for the moment, so they'll turn it back onto Matthew. The slows are starting to stack up, and the Nyx Assassin forces run into the tree line. There'll be no escaping down to the south. Lands a nice stun, for the arrow already came out beforehand, so another kill for Spirit in this top side of the map.
Yeah, Mira not being greedy as well, going for the right clicks, realizing that all he needs to do is give Yatoro the vision, not allow that pesky little Nyx Assassin to get away. He nearly did, but it was just that one extra right click that they needed.
They got the nighttime now. Collapse. A lot of damage onto the Faceless Void, but the 1 health should be enough for Bakaz to get the time walk off very, very close. But we see just instantly what happens as soon as it hits the nighttime, they start to get aggressive and put the pressure onto the Void.
As well that, you know, you can have those couple of points in the Hunter in the night, immediately go for the pressure.
Mid lane. To Tokyo. Got the level 6 on Dark Margot. Yeah, he's gonna go for it. Zip under the tower. Why not try and secure the kill? And Miro will be too late with his TP rotation. Still gonna try and jump on forward. They don't have enough mana on Dark Margot to even get the Marcy kill as well.
The tower, though. Matthew making sure that Dark Margot wasn't the one being hit there. Oh, it would be poetic justice if the rune spawns bottom, and it's a regen rune as well. So, a little bit too late with the rotation, but just in time to make sure that the Storm Spirit doesn't necessarily cause a big issue for this top side of the map.
So this is some beautiful plays coming out. A Tombstone was dropped from Aposhka down bottom to try and help with the tower siege and to protect the catapult, but Pandamu just dragged the wave. So Spirit, what would have been a lot of damage onto the tower, is completely nullified thanks to just that slight play from Pandamu.
Dark Margot is going to go back to the mid lane, deal with the siege creep, or if they feel like they're in a position to want to get a kill onto Yatoro up top here. Back in base. Pulling 2 mines.
It's already.
Yep. And just gone bottom instead.
Alright, on to Collapse. A lot of damage coming out early on with the Night Stalker. Plenty of mana as well for Dark Margot to continue the chase throughout the lane. And Maposhka just has to stand off to the side and watch as his core dies. And now he too will put 6 feet under as Thunder makes some great movements. They get 2 down bottom, and they also find a kill onto Mira up top. Now it does come at the cost of the Black Hole. So Sacred, first use of the ultimate for the game.
And a good amount of mana as well on Dark Margot. Of course, not playing with that power rune means that he's not instantly able to get back to the mid lane as quickly as he would have liked. We've also got...
Toro might be in trouble top. Sacred's got some Eidolons to play with. Matthew with the follow-up stun as well. He's going to try and get in front of the Draw Ranger if they need the body blocks. And now mid lane, Dark Margot. Oh, they toss him out of the Rolling Thunder. And
Bring
he just
around the
dances
rosies.
around the ball. Yaboshka's going to try and move over, but they're too late. They might be able to secure the tower at least, but a kill goes begging.
I mean, he hasn't been in this lane for 3 waves now, so this siege creep has survived for quite a long time. Really good individual movement from Toronto Tokyo to make sure that the aggro has been drawn onto him and the creeps instead. Yeah, it would have been great to be able to secure that kill on top of things. At least you open up the map a little bit now, and you're probably going to secure the power rune. Oh, never mind, Pandamu just stealing it away right in front of Maposhka's face.
One is now mine, my good sir. Alright, well, we do have some ultimates soon to play with, because with the Chronosphere, do we want to see the Faceless Void leave this lane and try and get use of the Chrono before Team Spirit come bottom? Because it does seem like this is the next part of the map that Spirit want to be in.
I still feel like Collapse doesn't necessarily quite do enough damage. Like, he's got the ultimate ready to level up. He's even holding on to another point. It's not, but I feel like they might be able to TP people down and hold a lot of TPs on Thunder to make sure that they can look to protect.
Dive under the tower, long zipping from Dark Margot, but the rotation's going to be too quick. Look at the response. And Toronto Tokyo lines up the Rolling Thunder, can bounce back off the wall as well. They can keep Yatoro alive. This is going to be huge for Team Spirit as he's just almost able to limp away. They'll finally get the finishing blow, but it is such a grave cost for Thunder as multiple casualties come out from Radiant. Too deep of a dive for them.
Deep indeed. Still, again, able to make sure that Yatoro isn't having the greatest time, but such a super deep dive at this stage of the game when you don't have those key ultimates to be able to play around. You just see the impact of the Rolling Thunder connecting onto multiple, making sure that the Black Hole is not going to be a factor.
So pesky Eidolons, that finishing blow. See, bottom lane Collapse is going to be a bit cautious because
the Chrono.
He's got Matthew nearby. Let's see if they're going to have the damage though. It's a really beefy Night Stalker. He's got some one charges to play with as well. Miro's going to try and provide some assistance. Collapse is actually going to look to man fight. No way they come out on top as Collapse eats the entire Chronosphere thanks to the toggles, and now Thunder. A big ultimate on cooldown. They don't even get anything out of it.
You know what I said about outplaying? That's what I'm talking about right there.
That is one. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh no. is a big ultimate where you can potentially get a kill and slow down the Night Stalker. All of a sudden, this lane very vulnerable for them.
Tokyo just trying to roll a couple of times. Gets got with a black hole. Yeah, and multiple Eidolons hitting into him as well. Nicely done by Sacred. Having a fantastic game so far. Even getting the double 1v2 turnaround.
Dire's top tower
as well. Collapse gets another kill as well. Dark Ascension used. So it looks like they will be able to secure this tower. Very nicely done. Some kills across the map. 10-7, 11 minutes in. A back and forth game we have.
They know there's not any rotations coming down towards this bottom side. They don't quite have vision of the Storm Spirit. He's making sure to play right on the range of that Night Stalker. Now that it turns to daytime, maybe now is when they look to make that move, and Matthew's TPing in to make it happen.
That's first on. Mira's going to be nearby to try and provide some assistance. Collapse just going to go for the straight TP out. We're going to have the damage. Pandamu just a little bit too late with the smoke to be able to provide that stun to cancel the TP. They will try and wrap around and see if they can get something out of this though. Maybe a ward's going to be placed at the triangle to set up for a pickoff in the future. Then they'll go for Mira under the tower. TPs are coming through from Yatoro. Probably not going to be able to deal with the Storm Spirit. They'll go for the easier targeting Matthew instead. Pandamu is coming behind them. Yatoro might be in trouble, especially with Sacred taping in. Going to have to deal with the tree so they can scout his position, but it has given enough time for Team Spirit to react as well. It's Toronto Tokyo. He's ready with the roll and thunder. Pandamu's in a position where he can counter this though. Being cut out to the left side. Do they have the damage to be able to get the Pangolier slap inside the ultimate? They're going to turn to deal with the Undying instead. There's now they can turn and deal with Toronto Tokyo. Dominating streak for Sacred. Pandamu, great position with the use of the ultimate to stop the rolling thunder, and it's trapped.
And that was a 4v5 as well. Picard's just sitting up here on the top hand side, farming away very, very happily, realizing that he needs that little bit of extra damage now if he's looking to try and take out people like the Night Stalker inside the throne.
This aggressive zip into the triangle as well. The ward that they placed prior.
They're gonna go for one
should
more.
allow them to catch up to Mira. Now Pandamu with the wraparound also gets the Nightmare to hold Vittorio into place, and thunder. It was a very even game a couple of minutes ago, but the net worth lead is starting to balloon up.
Going to attempt to protect this bottom side. Collapse is going to be the one that gets caught out here. Chronosphere at the ready. Will he look to go for it solo? Be able to get away in time. Amount of vision, and they can see they're looking to try and wrap onto the rest of the team, but just a little bit of free experience coming through there for Collapse.
And you said it before though, look at Sacred's game. 8-1-3 on the Enigma. Holy hell, this guy's so far.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's pretty crazy, right? It's just one of those things that you need to be able to protect from, and some TIs, some people's favorite heroes just seem to come into the meta. I mean, you've seen me gush about Sacred's Pangolier, so even just to have that aspect to be able to give it to
Victoria might be in trouble. Approach on the higher ground, Tombstone laid down, and Thunder aren't going to continue to push up. So nice body guarding coming through from the Poshka. This goddamn ill king. I keep seeing as the day goes on. Wherever the wards are placed, it's good ping. I like it.
Luck started it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right. It was Beast Coast I was doing. I was trying to remember.
I know Yatra is a big fan of buying the Aghanim shard on the Drow Ranger, and I wonder if he's going to do it this time around. Just with the old hypothermia, bit of regen reduction against Bane, even the Faceless Void to a lesser extent. Helps on the Eidolons a little bit.
They want the Drow Ranger, and they're going to be able to find her. Matthew with the wraparound ankle, beautiful positioning coming through from the Nyx Assassin, and Dark Margot will instantly follow up with the damage required, and this can now open up the T1 tower.
Indeed, and that's a super early Wraith Pact as well, being picked up by Sacred. Looks like he's opting to go into the Aether Lens just to make sure that he can get a little bit more active around the game. You know, you're playing again around some pretty long cooldown ultimates, the Chronosphere, the Black Hole, but if you can get into that Octarine, suddenly you're not quite as concerned that Team Spirit might just take that one fight if you have a poor one and then look to wall over you.
Stupendous!
What do we need to see different out of Team Spirit in this next 5 minutes? Because of course the nighttime being a big advantage for Collapse. Can we see them play aggressive though and try and pull this game back?
I think he still feels like he needs that little bit of extra damage, so he's just got enough to be able to buy the Mithril Hammer component of the BKB, and I wonder if he might not even wait until he's got the full thing ready. I think he just needs that extra little injection of damage to make sure that, again, if he goes in onto Pandamu, that Pandamu actually dies. I honestly think
a great ward.
Yeah, they might look to use the black hole just to protect Bane.
To the north, they're going to run into Dark Margot. He's going to try and deal with the Undying first. They do have the least of Rolling Thunder nearby, but down in the lane bottom. Black Hole's going to be cancelled thanks to the silence. Matthew's able to step in as well, along with Pandamu. They have to wait to cancel the feed, so that's when Mira can come into play, but Thunder, they're in trouble. Just no escape as Team Spirit swarming into the neighborhood. They killed off Sacred. They're going to be able to find the Bane as well, as Spirit was looking like a rocky start to the fight with the Black Hole, but the instant counter proves dividends.
They've got multiple ways to be able to cancel it, right? And it was a nicely timed gust there coming through as well by Yatoro to make sure that they didn't get that full kill. It's a pretty good use of a lot of their spells coming together, but you just see the armlet toggles coming through from Collapse. He's so hard to kill, and it's just going to become even more of an issue once he does pick up that BKB.
See all the vision they get inside the fight. Like you said, the armlet toggles keeping Collapse alive, pops that ultimate, all of a sudden you know exactly where Thunder are playing. You got the Tombstone laid down as well, and just to control the team fight looks a lot easier for Spirit in a choke point like that.
Even just something like, I think they've had to use it a little defensively these past couple of times. One, to be able to escape from the Faceless Void and get that long silence duration, but also just then. But I think next time they're going to look to use the Dark Ascension, it's going to be a lot more aggressive. You're going to have these tier 2 items, you're going to have the completed BKB, and I'm sure they're hoping that Toronto Tokyo will have the Blink Dagger at that stage, because that's going to enable you to have the follow-up onto the backlines to be able to take out these heroes and disrupt the Enigma from coming in with a Black Hole to protect the Bane.
He's the one that got the streak from Sacred. 450 gold given over to the Pangolier, so that's definitely going to help getting him closer to that blink timing. Good wards that Spirit are playing with at the moment. Scouting up Bakaz and Matthew moving to top. They see Pandamu along with Sacred, so a lot of information that Spirit can do, that can utilize, I should say.
Yeah. Still in farm mode for the next little bit though. You know, Drow Ranger getting close in towards that Hurricane Pike, going to provide a lot more survivability. Making sure to play around Mira. Feel that Yatoro's died a few too many times now, 1, 5, and 4. To give him up for 3, but they're going to make the solo jump here.
Everyone's left the neighborhood. Dark Margot should be able to get the kill and then get out with his own life. Some Bottlesips to play with to get the mana back. Mira's going to be able to drag him closer to the Rolling Thunder as they will catch up. Great movement over from Team Spirit. They do separate away, so at least there was an opening to be able to continue to slow down Yatoro's game.
I thought Mira was going to stay nearby, but he just looked to converge with the rest of the team, and the response was a little bit slow as well to be able to return back towards the rest of the team. They hadn't hit any of those timings as well, so it's not like they were grouping up for a smoke or anything along those lines. Still about 200 gold away from the BKB and the Blink Dagger, and you've only got about a minute or so left of nighttime to play with. So Lapse, once he uses that Dark Ascension, at least it's level 2, won't have that much left to be able to do a lot of damage, and you're going to have to play the passive game once again.
Up to his shenanigans like usual. I'm gonna just be a nuisance. There's also another long zip in the lane as well. Once again, Dark Margot, where we saw prior him trying to get the kill into the Jar Ranger. Looks like also Mira's gonna go down in the similar neighborhood as well. So a couple of killers being fed over to Thunder. Up at the top jungle now. Run to Bakaz, get some distance away thanks to the Force Staff. Do they want to stick around though? Thrown into the ready, but Bakaz a little bit worried that he doesn't have some more reinforcements maybe to pump some damage inside the ultimate. So So just happy with keeping it. Because again, this is a member. Once you get to the later stages, you've got some very good matchups here for Picards and Thunder, giving a lot of space to the Faceless Void.
I mean, that was actually huge, the fact that they had the Dark Ascension popped, but they weren't able to claim anything out of it. Like, now, like I was mentioning, Dark Ascension's going to expire basically right as it turns back into daytime. So what should have been a really big time for Team Spirit now isn't going to be. Now you're kind of just left a little bit more passive. You're probably still going to go for a play because you've got this Blink Rolling Thunder to be able to play with, but now Collapse certainly isn't anywhere near as much of an issue for people like the Bane and the Enigma.
That means the Bane can now look to address with the Pangolier throughout the team fights, and that was something we were mentioning, that the Night Stalker kind of nullifies that counter in a way, so we'll really open it up for Thunder.
It does depend who gets the jump, right? That was the purpose, of course. Part of it was giving up a little bit of your life, being the distraction to enable Toronto, Tokyo, and Collapse to get those items, but part of it was that they wanted to go for this move next. They wanted to be able to push in together onto the bottom side of the map with that vision, so that the Blink Dagger on Toronto, Tokyo actually finds someone who connects on the back lines. And ahead, just making sure that this siege creep is protected. They want to continue to try and play around with this. Looks like they might not really care on Thunder. They're going to realize that they don't have ultimates to play with. Let's just take this second life for a Storm Spirit, and let's look to make a play with our own BKB.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Rishka, great position for the Undying though. Gonna be able to pop the smoke and give plenty of time for Team Spirit to potentially even take the fight. They're gonna be optimized for the initial jump. The Dark Margot can easily follow up.
The play though, dodged out, got a little bit of the extra movement speed, really not wanting to give up their own areas of the map to be able to play with. Toronto, Tokyo was going for that lucky shot proc onto the Storm Spirit just to provide him that extra couple of seconds, but able to land it. It does feel like Yatoro for now doesn't have the damage output to be able to truly contribute into these team fights until he picks up that Yasha straight into the BKB afterwards, not wanting to deal with anything like the Manta style.
Seems like he needs the items, and along with some of the other members as well. Collapse begging for this Blink Dagger just to help with that initial jump. Meanwhile, though, again, it's going to be the Nyx Assassin that runs into another member of Team Spirit. So Miracle down inside the jungle. Dark Marco's going to try and zip in as well, but that's where Pandemic can come into play. They've got Fiends holding Collapse into play 3. We've got a black hole as well from Sacred. A lot of hate given over to Collapse's Night Stalker.
Zombies as well. They end up clearing through all of them, but that's the sort of situation where if Toronto, Tokyo is there, as soon as that Fiend's Grip's used, that's his time. They've got no ways other than the Chronosphere being able to deal with that one. And honestly, their damage into the Chrono isn't the greatest either, because of course he is starting to scale a good amount and going into the Aghanim Shard as well, just to try and potentially fade out a few of these BKB charges to enable Thunder Awaken's team fighters. They look to push in and claim even more of the map.
They see Yatoro bottom. He's going to be in some trouble here. He goes for another wave. He's going to run into Dark Margot. And the rest of Thunder is starting to move down just in case they need some more members to help secure the kill. And this is all set up thanks to the observable. No way, Yatoro makes it out. What is... Oh my lord, I was sure he was dead. I was sure there was no way he would have survived.
Toro for you, man. You saw the true sight. You saw the TI Grand Finals. Has this ability to be able to dodge out and outplay his opponents when they go for these 2-on-1 ganks.
See what they can do now with their own Spirit. A lot of mana already used from Dark Margot. Of course, he has the Aegis to be able to refresh, but they also know the Fiend's Grip and the Black Hole is on cooldown.
It's not for much longer. Just 30 seconds left to be able to play around that lack of Fiend's Grip, so if they're going to make a play, it's got to be now. Double dust being popped, and he doesn't actually get hit by either of them, and yeah, you can see the instant chat wheel coming in response for it as well. Put him away completely.
Or might be in trouble.
Another smoke now. I'd honestly be considering it. About a minute left until nighttime. Duration of Dark Ascension around 40 or so seconds. So by the time that they're looking to connect onto someone on Thunder Awakened side, then you'll have that additional damage from the Hunter in the Night to be able to play around. And I mean, a lot of the time you see Night Stalkers look to emphasize the Void a little bit more strongly, as in Void ability, not the Faceless Void. But this game, full on Crippling Fear. He realizes his job this game on Collapse is just to take out this Void.
The Nyx Assassin Oh, nice sidestep though from Yutori. He's gonna miss on the Kodo on everyone. So they will still lose Mira nonetheless. And Spirit is starting to TP in. They actually want to take the team fight now, but Thunder, they've got all 5 members. They've got to be cautious in Dark Margo. They start the fight as Zippo to the tower onto Yutori, who's going to be able to get some distance thanks to the Hurricane Pike, but it will not matter. It's time to just lock onto their target, trying to continue the chase, but they got the damage to secure the kill. And somehow Yutori is still alive for the moment. And now Team Spirit, they can turn it back around with a heavy commitment out of Thunder. They need to address the Fiends, given that's where Mira can come into play. But Sacred jumps over the tree line. The BKB black hole. Where's the damage coming out though? They don't have any follow-up at the moment. Somehow Team Spirit are continuing to stay alive long enough. They need to set themselves up for round 2. They're going to try and still continue to bring down the Enigma. The Sacred will finally go down. But do they have the damage and the resources to deal with a Storm Spirit afterwards? A silence into the jump in on Mira. And somehow, some way, Team Spirit will be able to take the Aegis team fight and 5-man wipe Thunder.
And they do that while still being at a 7k net worth deficit. I mean, just dived a little bit too far, right? You played around the tree line where Night Stalker's at his strongest. You played behind a tier 2 tower. You didn't respect the buyback coming through from Mira as well. Holding on to it for quite some time. And, well, it's going to slow down his BKB timing for sure, but the power of being able to give that sidekick over to Yatoro means that it takes so much longer to be able to take him down, and see the power of the Night Stalker as well. Vision wins games, and wants Team Spirit that team fight.
Just don't know how he would stay alive for so long, Yatoro. Just felt like second after second after second, he was just continuing to stay alive. And
yep, sidekick, soul rip, right click,
game. Pike out to the right, bonus movement speed from the jump in with a rebound, and all of a sudden net worth lead dropped down to 7,000. I mean, you mentioned how important the Vision was in that team fight, but also just Thunder, I mean, taking a 5-on-5 under a tier 2 tower for a good minute is probably not going to be the easiest way to succeed. Maybe this jump in though into the Pangli though. New momentum going back their way. Toronto Tokyo with the illusion, but we're going to go down inside the Rolling Thunder. A cute attempt playing around with the power room, but not enough.
Eidolons plus the Vladzora plus just a Storm right click, enough to take it down even inside of that Rolling Thunder. So they'll know that he's off the board for about another 50 seconds. Even if he buys back, he's not going to have the ultimate available. So maybe this is their trigger to just make that exact same play again.
Jump in. Okay, there's Matthew and Dark Margo combined together. Collapse.
Thinking about
He's going to try and TP in, yeah. I mean, the rest of the team had an angle down from the triangle, but we're going to be a little bit too late to follow up. So what was a great team fight from Team Spirit underneath the T2 tower top, kind of the momentum that we're starting to build all of a sudden slowed down thanks to those 2 pickoffs. Thunder, they've been able to stabilize.
They have, but they're banking on their Drow Ranger right now on Team Spirit. They've given Yatoro a lot of time. Yeah, he's died 7 times, but in the past little bit, he's only died that once in the team fight, which was still a big win overall for Team Spirit. So you're going to have about 800 gold left until he's able to pick up that BKB for himself. Be a little bit more sustainable. Even with the scan, he's going to TP out, just not wanting to trust the fact that, well, you've got a Storm Spirit in the next that have been playing off the map for a little bit too long, and I have no sentry coverage on the bottom side, so I'm sure he goes back towards the safety of the top. Be able to claim these Eidolons would go a long way towards giving him that little bit of a net worth boost, and it's like he might be able to. Could get him pretty damn close to the BKB. He'll have the Dark Ascension, have that still remaining nighttime available for Collapse in these next couple of minutes, right around when Roshan is set to spawn as well. So if Team Spirit's going to come back into this game, it's going to be off the next team fight, depending on when Rosh spawns.
Be a big swing for them. I've seen them be able to win the team fight in the past, and getting that objective off the back of it could be huge as well. Potentially giving the shard then.
Pinging them all out. They're walking right past this avenue. Every single member of Spirit revealed under this unorthodox ward. They've got the gem though, so Baboshka might see it. Not quite. Thunder know where you are, and you have no idea.
They're coming. Matthew, they're going to run back under the ward. Matthew can get the jump, or Dark Margo instead with the ball. Double with Balin. Beautiful full. And Secret Searise Vault for good measure. A black hole dropped on the dome, and now to the T2 tower they go. As Bakaz is in with the Chronosphere, Mirror's down and out of the count. As Thunder find 3, and that's all set up thanks to the Observer Ward.
They eventually got rid of it on the retreat out, but too little, too late. Roshan is up as well. It was a 40-second respawn timer, so probably would have favored Team Spirit with the exact timing that they need. But again, Vision wins games. It won Team Spirit the previous team fight before that one. Just saw what it was able to have, the impact for Thunder Awakens. So I like the idea of buying the gem when you're in this disadvantageous spot on Spirit, but the smallest thing, not being able to scout it out, ends up giving it away over to Thunder Awaken. Now they're able to secure this area around the Roche Pit, secure that Aegis, and more importantly, the Aghanim Shard as well, which is going to provide a lot of value over to Fane. I mean, AoE Brain Sap isn't too bad, just being able to survive that little bit longer in these fights.
I like this smoke from Spirit. The lanes are in a really good position. They know the ultimates were used as well.
Look at Matthew's position.
The only issue is Matthew's positioning. Again, this Nyx Assassin. Oh, no. And this Matthew almost out of Corbin, Stone, and Thunder. They're going to capitalize on the initiation. That was beautiful. You couldn't have asked for much better. It blocked the smoke, gets the jump in onto 4 at a choke point, and now they can finish up the team fight as well as Collapse will not escape. A triple for Dark Margot, and it looks like the writing is on the wall. Thunder with the second Roche now. All the components given over. Let's take a look at that one again.
Oh, beautiful. The Ravage coming through from the Impale there, able to land onto 4. And then even just then, you see Collapse. He's on the back line. He has the BKB popped as well. You're very vulnerable to being caught out by that Fiend's Grip. Multiple ways to be able to pierce those BKBs right now on Thunder Awaken means that there's so much less value. Wondering, do they give the Aghanim Shard over to Panda Moon? Surely you give it to Matthew. He deserves it after that one. And yeah, there you go. They hand it over. He's going to pop it for that little bit of extra magic resistance reduction. Not like he needs it though.
Under attack. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
What do you do now? You tried to make a team fight work, knowing that Thunder had all their ultimates on cooldown, and well, now you're the team without the ultimates. Dark Ascension down for 50, and Thunder, they've got Black Hole up in 10 seconds, so they're ready to continue on.
Seconds away from the Fiend's Grip as well, so solid positioning coming out from Thunder. Level up and double damage as well for Dark Margot. Level 20 talent, like extra electric vortex duration, so he's able to find someone. If you're able to get the jump, I feel like Thunder Awaken, they're the style of team that wants to go first.
Oh, they know where Tango is, and because a beautiful double chrono up the right side. That's it, they've got to tap out. Thunder Awaken, what an incredible game one. It just seems like there's no angle back in. Spirit will still try and hold this game, but Thunder just looks so clean.
They have. You give people their comfort, and this is what they're going to be able to deliver. You know, the Picard's Faceless Void, absolute top tier. Everyone essentially being able to play at their absolute pinnacle. Collapse is going to need to get back to the base. They're hitting onto tier 4s. He's got his level 16, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Basher still not ready to be purchased up.
Gets the tombstone down, they'll instantly jump on top of him. Toronto Tokyo with the follow-up as well. The buildings are starting to fall. The zombies are doing a lot of damage towards the Enigma. They'll kill off Sacred. But is that the only person they're going to be able to kill as they put themselves too far forward in the network deficit? They will not be able to get themselves back inside the base. They're too squishy. Thunder just blow them up one by one. They're thrown. It'll eventually blow up. Collapse, you'll make the attempt. You've got your Tora back up in a couple of seconds, but the respawn will take too long. It's Thunder. A very, very convincing game one victory from them.
Yeah, starting out the day 0-2, but Thunder Awaken, they've woken up, and they have done it in fantastic style. It was just an absolute bloodbath as well. 2 kills a minute across the board. It really felt like Team Spirit wanted to take it to them, but they played right into Thunder Awaken's hands. This is the style of gameplay that they go for. They don't care about the meta. They just care about what they're good at, and sometimes those two things just happen